Bryce Warden's there.
No,
Or are you talking about them?
No outside talking during the game. George, are we good here? What's going on?
Okay,
We're live. Want to throw up the roster? Hello and welcome to the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club. Beautiful day here for the premier match between the Vancouver Rowing Club and the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club. We got the rosters for Bernaby Lake up there. Starting in the front row is the Elite Bardawaj, Preston Petrovich, and Bryce Warden. The captain for the day, Cooper Johnson and Ishmael Lima at second row. Kimi Vunataraga, Connor McCann, and Dom Baptista in the back row. Listed as Dorm there, but it's actually Dom. Dean McMahon, Neil McLean, Jack Gelbart, Connor Byron, Scotty Barr, Jean Corsten, and Ethan Turner. We're getting ready for kickoff here. We'll bring up the rowing club roster here in a moment. As we get set for kickoff, the rowing club starts Spencer Cooper, Liam Hitchfield, and Gus the Bus, Greg Crow at number 3, Felix Grignon, Rob McGreevy, Rory Sanderson, Ray Bissonette, Ian Prendeville, their captain at 8-man, with Dominic Howard, Will Moore at 9 and 10, Andrew DeTorres and Mitch Stainer on the wings, Doug Frazier and Olly Joyce in the centers, and Nick Wakowicz, the vice captain at fullback. Rowers kick off to start. Big captain Bryce Warden smashes the ball forward a little bit. Neil McLean pops the ball wide down to the fullback, who lets it go. I think that's going to be straight out, so they'll be taken back to just outside the 22. Nice heads-up play from the fullback, Nick Wakowicz. Joining me today is Alec Douglas. Alec, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Mike. Thank you for having me here. Hopefully I can add some insight and maybe some humor to the day.
I'm definitely hoping you add some color, for sure.
Well, I have 2 colors. That's white and red. That's about it. Although I bleed blue and white.
Confusing.
I'm just talking about my skin tone.
Blotchy. Here we have Doug Frazier, the big name for the rowing club. Obviously plays professionally down with Old Glory in the springtime. He's suiting up at number 13 for the rowing club. I remember playing against him when I was a kid, actually, when he was at UVic, probably his first year in the first division. Actually, we finished that year with a first division championship, Alec.
I tend to remember that. It was a wooden cup, and John DeCare was throwing chicken bones at my house afterwards.
Yeah, I do recall that.
What a day.
Some back and forth forward play here to start. Chris Assmus says there's a knock-on. We'll get to see the Bernaby Lake Scrum for the first time today. Handled themselves fairly well last week in a loss down in Seattle to the Seattle Rugby Club. Great hosts down there.
Well, the Scrum's going to be anchored by Preston Prestovich, and I don't know if you know anything about Preston, but he has more kit than a kit man, and he has less hair than a hairless man.
I do know that if you do leave a shirt or cleats or any member of your kit around for 5 minutes, he does have more kit.
And he becomes the instant vice captain when you win a cup as well. He wants to be the first one to lift it, which I've experienced myself.
Here we go, set up for the Scrum. Scrum have Dean McMahon getting ready to put in.
It's interesting to see Ray Bissonette playing 7 for rowers. He's actually a 9 by trade. Very physical player, but he's not the biggest, so somewhere to possibly exploit.
He's a pretty big guy for a 9. Good-sized flanker.
Yeah, he's very pretty though. So it's just isn't the typical flanker body or face physique, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
That's fair. The Scrum was won by Bernaby Lake, and they sent the ball wide to Connor Byron, taken down by Dougie Frazier. Bernaby Lake trying to smash the ball up at the forwards right now. Goes through the hands, certainly not the way they wanted. Ball falls into the hands of Scotty Barr. The kid's got some speed.
Gone.
He's from Omaha. One of the...
he's gone.
Oh, here goes Dean McMahon. Yes, nice break.
Get there, Dean.
Can Deanie leg it out? He can. Bernaby Lake opens the scoring. Big try for Dean McMahon off of a Scotty Barr interception.
Scotty Barr is very dangerous. I can't really understand anything he's saying because he's got that thick Irish accent, but his feet do all the talking.
Yes, it does. You see the replay there. You see Dean legging it out, trying to make sure he gets past Mitch Stainer there, and he dives in. He was happy to see that try, or the try line finally make it under his feet for sure.
Dean's got some wheels. He's a young, up-and-coming player. His hairline is receding, but that's okay. He's got charm and charisma.
That he does. Burnaby Lake's fortunate. 2 different sections of Irish people. We, of course, have Scott Barr, the latest, but only one of 2 players from Omaha, Northern Ireland, on the field today. He and Neil McLean, both original members of Omaha RFC. And then we have Dean McMahon, one of the guys from around the Connaught region who joined us. Fellows like Mohi Paradu, who played in the Premier Reserve game just a few moments ago. Kieran Gavin, another one. I believe Dean McMahon, maybe the only guy in the Premier team from around Connaught. But there's quite a few of them around Burnaby Lake and quite a few in Vancouver in general.
A couple questions for you, Mike. People from Omaha, do they listen to Opapa music?
I'm not really sure if they listen to Opapa music.
I mean, it would make sense, right?
That's
and why is it Connaught instead of Can?
I'm not totally sure.
It seems a fetus, but that's all right.
The conversion was made there by Dean McMahon to go up 7-0. Score 7-0. Getting word that the graphic for the scoreboard not working right now. We'll see if we can fix that by halftime. But it is 7-0.
Little known fact about the Rowers jerseys: the red and white actually represents cowardice. It's. I'm kidding. No, the red and white, the hoops they're well known around the city. They've been around for, I think they're probably one of the oldest rugby clubs in Vancouver. It's always great to have two teams that represent bodies of water playing against each other.
Yes.
It's a liquidous kind of game.
Yes, it is. Nice hit up from Dom Baptista. Neil McLean clears the ball, gets in behind the fullback Nick Wackowitz. Nice low line drive kick goes into the hands of the try scorer and Dean McMahon. He's going to send it over to Ethan Turner. Ethan's going to go for a run, gets the ball wide to Jean Fish Kirsten. He's got some speed, likes to move the ball, passes to Preston Petrovich. And ball gets sent into touch. Rowers looking to go quick here. But referee Chris Assmus says no, lineout's going to be set. We're going to have a good old-fashioned lineout here. I didn't think I had to.
Throw all my material out now.
Yeah. I'm ruined now. It's good to see Chris Assmus out here. He's a 7 specialist now. He rests on the IRB circuit, and he's definitely the fittest person out there.
I wouldn't disagree with that. He'll let you know too, just in case you're wondering.
Very handsome man indeed.
Rowing club wins the lineout. Trying to get a shove on. Oh, they finally do. Chris Assmus calls the advantage. Some of the Bernaby Lake guys maybe not coming in straight through the gate. Ball in the hands of their captain, Ian Prendeville. Now wide. They're looking again to try to get that ball to Nick Wackowicz, who's a danger man for them there in the back three. Pretty good rugby mind on him. Lots of speed. Pretty good boot.
You can see the Rowers are trying to get some go front forward ball through their lumpy forwards and trying to get to the edge, but it looks like they're running one direction. There's not a lot of confusion out there. So if Burnaby can get off the line, play some pressure on defense, I think they're going to merit the fruits of their efforts. Well,
I think so. I mean, I got to assume that the Rowers' game plan would be to get the ball into the hands of Doug Fraser and let him have a go and see what the Burnaby Lake Center's appetite is for tackling.
Speaking of appetite, Gus Bus makes the best chicken wings in the city. He's the number 3 playing for Rowers. His hot wings are legendary.
I recall him when he was working in the kitchen at the Library Square many years ago. He was cooking up some pretty good chicken wings. Really, when he stopped working there, that's when the chicken wings went downhill.
For sure. I think he's now at, I don't know why I was talking about his business so much, but I think he's now at the Lamplighter, and I think he placed 3rd in Vancouver's Best Burger competition as well. So Gus,
really?
Multifaceted, multi-talented person. Not the most talkative, but that's okay. He lets his food do the talking.
Great guy and unreasonably athletic for a man of his build. Gives hope to fat guys like me everywhere.
I have been run over by Gus Bus more times than I'd like to remember. I've tried to put shots on him. I've hit him late in the back when he's not looking, and somehow I always end up flat on my face. He's a very stout man.
He's a sturdy fella for sure. Rowing club still with the ball, but moved back now, just on their Burnaby Lake side of the half. Chris Assmus going to call the penalty. That was big Kimi Vunatarago over the ball, former center who's transitioned to the back row here this year.
I was just going to ask you about that. What do you think about that? Because I talked to Kimi on Tuesday and asked if he's going to start playing in the forwards, and he laughed. And now he's dominating in the middle.
He lets his actions on the field do the talking for him, Alec.
That's for Kimi.
Yeah, I'm happy with him moving to the back row. In fact, when he first came to Bernaby Lake, he was about 18 years old. We originally put him in the back row just because he was tall. He certainly can make some tackles. He's aggressive. So I'm actually glad to see him back there. I mean, use a lot of those his natural physical gifts there.
Well, he does have a larger twin brother who's not quite as hard as him as well. So and it's good to see Kimi out there. I mean, he needs to be on the field. He's an athletic freak, and he can get around the park. He does a lot of good things. He's very talented. So just having him on the field is good for the blue and whites.
Definitely. No, I certainly miss having his brother Sella around. He's a great guy too. So anyway, back to the action here. Bernaby Lake gives up a penalty after taking the line out and making a couple of positive yards there through the forwards. Didn't quite make it there in time to clear out the ruck. So rowers are going to get a chance to kick here. Get the ball back in the Bernaby Lake territory.
Some positive things there, though. They got into shape properly. They got in the pods. They just need a bit better support play. But it's good to see that they're organized, and hopefully they can continue doing that. I think if they continue with the pressure with their pods around the field, get themselves in good shape, the back's going to have a field day with some of the speed that they have out wide.
Yeah, there's no shortage of speed in that Burnaby back line. From Fish Corston on one wing, obviously the center's Connor Byron, the recent UBC graduate and winner of last year's Roundsfell Cup, joined Burnaby Lake this summer. Big impact in the centers, what they're hoping for, along with Scotty Barr, who's a great rugby player. Rowers line out, they pulled that one down, but it has not been working for them. I don't think the way that the coaches have planned it out, that's for sure. So you see Burnaby Lake come up off the line.
Funny thing about Connor Byron, I heard that he is the largest Pokemon collection this side of the western Mississippi.
I've heard that too. He's a big Pikachu guy, if I remember correctly.
No, Squirtle, I believe. But yes, Pikachu second, for sure.
Right.
Look at Kimmy just disrupting in the middle.
Yes,
look at Kimmy.
Kimmy Vunataraga, he's a talent out there. So Burnaby Lake goes with a quick tap. Nia McLean puts the ball to Connor Byron, who throws it very far forward.
That is very fortunate that we got drawn back for a penalty.
I don't know what that calls. Not 10?
I guess maybe. I think Connor was trying to give them a gift there, possibly, or maybe just trying to see how fast Jack Gilbert actually really is.
Yeah, the captain Ian Prendeville's getting some clarification on that. Maybe at the halftime, if Chris has a second, I'll ask a few questions myself.
I think he'd be probably doing wind sprints, so you probably might be able to get Chris at halftime. He's, as I said, he's the fittest man on the field.
Ethan Turner puts the ball deep into touch, into the dog park, I believe.
Little baby Faz, he's quiet, but he does a lot of hard work. Is he from Abbotsford, Mike? Is that correct?
He's from around Maple Ridge. He was around Burnaby Lake when he was a kid in the minis, and then ended up at Abbotsford. They had an age grade team that I think Burnaby Lake didn't have, and he went to Abbotsford for a few years. Just learned how to talk here.
Connor
big
McCann
break from
with
Connor
a terrible
McCann.
haircut, but a great line.
Great run from Connor McCann and a great line. Kids watching at home, make sure you run hard, run straight. But Ethan rejoined Burnaby Lake there last year, and has been a great addition. Immediately went into the starting lineup and has done well at both 10 and 15. He's played on the wing. He's played at outside center. He's a great rugby player.
It's really interesting because he doesn't say a lot, but when he says something, it's really really impactful. He's for a young man, he's got a lot of wisdom on those shoulders.
I don't disagree. I think they're hoping he moves into a full-time fly half, in the coming years. Certainly has all the tools to do so. Intelligent guy and super athletic. So
we do have a tendency, Mike, as you know, at Burnaby Lake, to have 10s that are quite quiet. So Ethan would fit in pretty perfectly in that.
For those that don't know, Alec was a 10 and was not quiet.
Well, I was a second row 10. Not very useful at either, but very talkative.
We have our second scrum of the game. This time a rowing club put in. We'll see how Burnaby Lake does on defense. Ooh, pushing them back. Gone a little sideways, and there's the penalty. 8-man Dom Baptista, very excited about that.
Preston almost got 2 inches on that jump there from his celebration. He is fired up. The old man still got it.
Yes, he does. Preston Petrovich makes a return to the Premier team. His first start in a few seasons. He certainly had the jersey for a few years. Played with both Alec and I many, many years ago. He's the only one of us still playing. He and John DeCare, I think, from that original 2011 team we mentioned earlier.
Oh, geez, I think you might be right there. It's that team was built on.
Actually, that's not true. Actually, I'm going to correct myself. Paul Murphy, who played in the Prem Reserve game.
Yes.
He was and Nolan Shelley, both 18 years old in
Nolan
that
Shelley
game.
kicked the winning penalty actually in that the game against James Bay, where they had all of the goodies, but they didn't get any of the goodies at the end.
It's a great pun. Well done. Here we have Ethan Turner going to try to kick for 3 here. Try to add to the Burnaby Lake lead.
bit of a weird, gusty, swirly kind of day, so it's in the post, but it could be a little bit tricky. But Ethan's got a pretty good boot on him. He's going to power through, hopefully aim it down the middle of the posts. I know that the Premier Reserve 10 kicker, Nolan Shelley, he likes to be a bit more abstract with his kicking. He tries to get either side of the post from time to time, and then once in a while he puts it between the posts.
Conversion is good. That's 3 points for Ethan Turner, putting Burnaby Lake up 10-0. George? So no, like, try scored by that either? Or? No? That's fair.
I kind of like the laughter behind me, though. It's like a laugh track.
Rowing club's restarted. Ball goes to Jean-Fish Corsten, who's going to send it over to Scotty Barr. Brought down by number 14, Mitch Stainer. Now into Dom Baptista with Connor McCann and Ish Mulima over the ball.
I like to see Ish get a bit more involved. He is a very athletic, big body player, and I think if he starts believing in his physicality, he'd be a really dangerous and really big asset to the team. He's got all the physical tools, and he's got the technical talent. He just needs to start really putting it in place and believing in himself, I think, a bit more.
I wouldn't disagree. Oh, ball is out. I think they're going to say it came off of Jean Corsten. Try to one last ditch effort at the ball, and I think put it into touch.
From every player I've seen out here, I know I'll be talking about people's looks, but John's Facebook profile picture is stunning. Just check it out if you want. I've asked for a friend request about 2 months ago. He hasn't responded yet, probably because he's too busy. But he is a very handsome man.
He's a tasty dish.
There's that swirling wind that we were talking about, the lineout not straight.
That definitely was the reason why, for sure. Swirling wind.
Swirling wind. I think that's a song from the 70s. Swirling winds.
Yeah. It's an Earth, Wind, and Fire cover group. They play at the Fairmont pub down on Broadway.
Well played. It'd be nice to see if rowers get the ball, if they can get Doug Fraser involved in the game. I mean, he's a dynamic ball runner, very athletic, and he's looking jacked, to be honest.
If I was the coach, the first 10 plays would be pass it to Doug.
Yeah, no, I think that was also a song from Earth, Wind, and Fire, the cover band, Pass It to Doug. Or is it Pass It to Doug on the left-hand side? I can't remember.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
All right, Burnaby Lake Scrum. We have Dean McMahon with the put-in. Goes by the nickname Monty. Yeah, Bryce Warden and Lalit Bardawaj doing good work up there in the front row. Now to Neil McLean. He's going to put it to Connor Byron. Throws off one would-be tackler, brought down by Dougie Fraser. That's going to be quite the battle in the centers, Connor Byron versus Dougie Fraser.
100%. I think we should celebrate the fact that was the first time today that our backs threw a ball into the centers and just crashed it up. That was it needs to be
It
part
works.
of the game plan.
Speaking of, there's Scotty Barr. If he had a little bit of support, I think that could have been gone, but just all by himself. Oh, Dean McMahon took a hard shot there.
Bryce is looking really fit right now. He's getting around the park.
Bryce Warden taking this year really serious. Been a long-time member of the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club, and now given the opportunity to be the captain. I believe he and Connor McCann will be announced formally, are the co-captains this year, both deserving guys, long-time players.
When Bryce was just a young guy, he first came to the club, he donated a shopping cart to the house that we were living in because he saw that I was incapable of carrying my own groceries home.
Yeah, he was good even as a rookie. He was 18 years old back then. I think you guys were roommates for a bit.
Yes, he was the brains of the operation. Andrew Blizzard, I don't know if you remember, was
of course
the speedster with the look suit. I think Andrew's now just won some sort of beer league hockey tournament.
I believe he did. You know, I was in St. John, New Brunswick during COVID, and I met up with Anders, that's where he lives, from my hometown.
From New Brunswick, are you?
I certainly am.
Oh my goodness, that's why you have that wholesome personality.
Correct. As another tie into the past, my grandfather, Art Devlin, from Omagh.
Oh, papa.
Yeah.
So how is it that Adam McCluskey came from the same hometown as you, and he's he and you are you?
Well, he's technically from Fredericton, New Brunswick. I'm from St. John.
Oh, Scum. I get you. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. I've never seen a man do more narrow grip push-ups just to get the vein popping in his bicep.
Yes, I hope Adam's listening.
He's probably staring in a mirror right now.
He probably is.
Cooper Johnston, he's I think if he put like 20 more pounds on, he's a hard grafting, hard worker kind of guy. He just needs to get a bit more girth on his shoulders to really start impacting the game properly as he should be able to.
Yeah, we had time off. One of the rowing club backs receiving some treatment. I believe it was their outside center, Olly Joyce, number 13. Here we'll have a scrum. This is a rower's ball. We'll see if Greg Crow and Spencer Cooper can hold this one up a little bit better. We always put all the pressure on the props for that. It's an 8-man push, and if it goes down, the props take all the blame.
Everyone knows, as I was a former 10 who played second row, that it's the second rows that don't do any of the work. It's just the props. Well, actually, I didn't do
That's
any
definitely how
of the
you
work.
played.
Yeah.
Okay, the ball spurts out. Another run here from Connor McCann.
Is having
looking
a day.
For, a little too far.
Unlucky.
Ball kicking around. Nobody wants it. Finally, I didn't see the number on that. I think one of the flankers jumped on it from the rowing club.
Good pressure on the Scotty Barr on the 13. Came up, jammed up on the outside of the defense, gave them one option to kick down the field. Ethan with some really good feet.
Yeah, a lot of speed in that Burnaby backline. If you give Ethan or Scott or Connor, Byron, any of them just a space, just a foot of space, they'll capitalize on that.
Diener and Monty, he showed that in that first try of the game. Just
sure
a
did.
little mistake, and he scooted his heels 50 meters or so. I think the last time I ran 50 meters was after an ice cream truck, and they were out of what I was looking for, so it was quite a disappointing experience. I'll never run again.
That's fair.
As soon as I got rid of the offensive things called cowardice,
Penalty for Bernaby Lake. The ball's kicked deep into touch. While we have a moment, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors here, Marcon Homes. For more than 30 years, Marcon Homes has been a trusted name in the Vancouver construction community. Whether you're looking for a low-rise, high-rise, townhome, retail center, or industrial park, Marcon has built them all with quality. Current projects include the Maribel on Davie Street in Vancouver and 567 Clark in Coquitlam, with numerous projects in the development phase all over the Lower Mainland. They've been a longtime supporter of grassroots rugby in Burnaby, backing not just the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club, but also local schools and programs like Burn Creek Secondary. So we'd like to once again thank them for their support. We couldn't do it without you. Trick line out there to Dom Baptiste up front, who unfortunately drops the ball going into contact. Yep, probably should have held on to that. Would have been a great play.
Yeah, I mean, that's just sort of the nature of the game now. It just seems like great plays are backed up by just silly errors, silly handling errors. I think guys just get too excited. They just realize that the process is what they need to work on, and if you make a line break, that's success enough, and you just need to recycle the ball slowly and start playing to your strengths.
It's a good description. I was going to say you had to tuck the ball better.
Yeah, I mean, Dom's a very aggressive-looking person, so I just want to make sure his violence doesn't come my way.
That's fair. Scrum for the rowing club. They've been unsuccessful on their first two. Scrum for the rowing club. They've been unsuccessful on their first two scrums, one being a penalty and one the ball shot out pretty quickly and into the hands of Dean McMahon. So Chris Assmus giving some advice to the props on both sides, telling him what he wants to see. So
I got to tell you, I've been really impressed with Connor McCann today. His straight ball running, his aggressiveness. It's what the club needs. They need to. Everyone needs to start lifting off that. When we start running straight and hard lines, we're a pretty dangerous club. It's when we start trying to get up to the edges too early or throw those 50-50 offloads, it's when we start to struggle. But if we can just follow his lead a little bit, maybe not his personality lead because he's a little awkward, to be honest, but if we can get him just running forward, that'd be great.
rowing club pull that scrum out. Ooh, big tackle by Scott Barr. Ooh, there's one of those 50-50 offloads you were talking about, the bane of my existence, the offload.
That's where I made most of my living, was the 50-50 offload.
There's a 50-50 pass through the arms of Ishmael Lima and to Lalit Bardwaj.
Now
to the speedster. The good-looking Jean Corsten. Oh, Dean McMahon.
Oh, my
chasing
goodness,
down the
Monty.
field, but said McMahon was ahead of Corsten when the kick was made. So rowing club running it back, hoping to catch the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club off. There's a rower down, number 14. Mitch Stainer, looking for treatment. The rowing club physio is there. Speaking of there's a hornet on my knee right now in the booth.
Not a Nanaimo hornet, because that would be awkward.
This is true. Well, time is off for the rowing club injury. I want to thank another sponsor, Black & McDonald. They're a third-generation company founded in Toronto in 1921. Black & McDonald has over 5,000 employees operating in over 30 offices in North America. They provide full-spectrum expertise in turnkey construction, engineering, procurement construction, design build, and public-private partnership projects. So thank you for your support, Black & McDonald. I think the injury to number 14, actually there's two number 14s out there. I want to say that's Mitch Stainer, but I could be wrong. Apologies to the Stainers if you're watching at home.
Either way, Mitch is involved in this. He's either supporting or he's injured. So good job, Mr. Mitch Stainer, or I'm sorry that you're injured.
Exactly. I think that happened on the Scott Barr tackle. Just took a Charlie horse to the knee. I think Chris Assmus is calling time on.
10-0. It feels. I don't know exactly how to describe this game so far. It feels like there's just been a lot of missed opportunities. I mean, the scoreboard. I mean, rowers haven't really had a lot of the ball. Burnaby's sort of just thrown the ball away when they've had it, and there's been just a fair amount of just messiness.
Yeah, I don't think either head coach will think that what they're seeing here today is a finished product. We're fortunate we have the first 5 games of the season for both the Premier and Premier Reserves is a regional preseason tournament. So, some new faces in here and people getting a chance to spread their wings and fly, if you will, to show themselves to the coaches. So, work in progress.
Oh, my goodness. Kimmy was just up in the air. That's it's very, very weird to see Kimmy after knowing him for so many years as a center.
Well, Chris Assmus says he was up a little too early, so bent arm penalty.
I mean, he's a really good jumper.
The captain, number 8, Ian Prendeville, took the ball in. Now on to Spencer Cooper. A big run, crashes into Ishmael Lima. That's a big contact there. Now through to the backs, into Doug Frazier. That's what I would do too. Sends it out the back. Ooh, nice kick, but it's going to go right into the arms of Ethan Turner, who's going to... Ooh, kick is blocked. That's not good. Ooh, kicked out the back. For what? Kicked the ball out. I don't know if it was Bernaby Lake or the rowing club guy who knocked it out the back.
That was Jack Albert. Definitely heads up play, kicked it out the back. That was just good defensive pressure from rowers, hunting the ball. Ethan was under a bunch of pressure. Wasn't able to clear it.
The camera's diagonal for some reason. Why is that? Maybe you can talk to him and fix that? It's been like that for a while. So we'll have a scrum for the rowing club here. In close, I assume on the 5-meter line.
I'm going to guarantee you if Doug Fraser gets the ball here, he's not going to be pushing it back like he's done the last 2 times. It's going to be Connor versus Doug here, I think.
Rowing club wins their own scrum. Goes straight to Fraser. Ooh, nice pass into number 13's hands. Olly Joyce. And Bernaby Lake gets the penalty. That's
well done.
Some good luck for them. So be looking for Ethan Turner to get the ball into touch here. Nice line there from the number 13, and there was just not enough of his teammates around to get over that ball to protect it. So I think it was Vuntaraga, actually, that caused that.
Just line speed. That's what they've been working on all season, trying to get off the line, putting good defensive pressure on teams. And if you get good defensive pressure and you get up off your feet, you get the just rewards.
Yeah, nice kick by Ethan Turner. Gets the ball just outside the 22-meter. Preston Petrovich looked to throw in. Oh, back to Don Baptista in the front. And rowing club's on top of it this time.
This time he holds onto the ball. That's that trick play has worked twice now.
Yeah, Warden to Lalit. Bardawaj looks like they're holding him up. He's got his knees on the ground. Assmus is yelling for them to let go. Now McMahon out to McLean. Into McCann. That's a lot of mix right there. McMahon to McLean to McCann.
I like McMuffins.
I know. Oh, I can tell.
A little ketchup on the side, no egg, though.
Bryce Warden intent to just drop the shoulder. Brought down by their number 7, Ray Bissonnette. Now McLean to Bardawaj, trying to get the pass off, just a little bit too late. It's
going to be very interesting if they get the ball into Jack Albert's hands. He's a really dangerous runner, and there he is.
That's him there. He's a big guy. Burnaby Lake done a good job there thus far of protecting the ball. They're Been working on the two-man ruck, so it's been working quite well. McLean
Good
looks
option.
to clear the ball. Nice boot, kicks it deep, straight into the hands of Nick Wakowitz, who's going to go for a run here. Oh,
Ooh.
pass and a touch. That was Jean Corson disrupted that one. Got his arms around him and caused the pass to go wanting.
I mean, it's very difficult if you're colorblind to know which team to pass to because they both have hooped shirts on. So that would have been a bit of an issue for him.
This is true. I'm quite colorblind myself, and it's not the easiest.
How are you so coordinated all the time, though?
I always go dark shirt, light pants, or light shirt, dark pants.
That looks great. You've really stepped up your game.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Adam McCluskey taught me how to dress. That's not true.
No. You're not wearing pointy shoes.
That's true. Cooper Johnston takes that line out. Ball's going back to the fly half McLean. Into Vunataraga in the centers. Makes the step. Plants it back. Bernaby Lake going for a quick ball. Now you got Scotty Barr.
Oh, no. Don't force it. Don't push it.
Well, nice defense there from the rowing club. And put it into touch from Neil McLean. Good heads-up defensive play.
I think that was another one of those 50-50 offloads there.
Yes, I don't understand why people think that every time they have the ball, they become Sonny Bill Williams.
I mean, he did make a lot of money from doing it. So do you think that's maybe the motivation?
I feel like they would know that if they were going to make a lot of money from doing it, they would have by now.
I mean, I don't want to spoil people's dreams here, Mike, but I hear what you're saying.
Nice line out taken by the rowing club. Trying to get the drive on. The ball's at the back. Matter if they can sink. Here it goes.
The first maul of the game. A dying art, I think, a little bit. It's the maul is not as big a part of the game as it used to be.
Well, it should be. It almost always works, just like this. Eventually, Lalit Bardwaj fell down, and Chris Assmus calls the penalty for it. Once they get the ball at the back, their captain, Ian Prendeville, put the big push on. Everybody was on the same page, and it always goes forward if you can work them all. It pretty much is like legal cheating somehow.
I think they got to go to the corner here again. Let's try and set that maul up again.
Yeah, we're about 10 minutes left in the half. They want to get on the board, but better to get on with the try.
I heard Burnaby's employed a defensive coach this year to give some new defensive strategies, so he must be very happy with a nil result at this point.
Yes, Billy Noonan's been a good addition.
No, I think it's Rain de Guzman, actually. Yeah, he's been teaching the chop tackle, or as Rain calls it, a tackle.
There we go. Hooker Liam Litchfield getting ready to throw in. Goes to the back. Knocked on at the back of the lineout. Just a bit of a dog's breakfast, as a friend of mine would say, at the back.
So, Mike, I know the Prem Reserves won today. Do we know what the result of the women's game? I saw at halftime they were up quite big.
I did. I don't know the final score, but I do know that they had a sizable victory over the younger Thunderbird team.
So we're looking at 2 for 2 so far. Hopefully we can make it a third.
Yes, the Prem Reserve game. Not a pretty game to watch. I think lots to work on, but a tight game, 23-20, in favor of Bernaby Lake.
Lakes always beat oceans. That's what my dad used to tell me.
Really, I don't know if that's true.
It's a tidal thing. They're just they come and go. Whereas
Fair
lakes
enough.
are always steady and consistent.
That's
Unless
fair.
they're drying up because Las Vegas is stealing all of your water. Global warming is real.
We're going to reset the scrum.
Be nice to see if Burnaby can get the ball into Neil McLean's hands. He's a really jinky and smart rugby player. I don't think he's a natural 10. I think he's a center, but he's really filled in well. But it seems as though we're sort of lost a bit of shape, a little bit of continuity. Maybe push the ball into the 10's hands, let him play a bit more with the ball, get some go forward ball, and then territorial advantage is going to be important. But we do have the wind against us right now.
Yeah, kicking's a little harder. Burnaby Lake going to try to run it from their own 5 meter. It's not what I would have suggested, but might work. Back to Cooper Johnston. They move their way up towards the 22 meter. Now the box kick, short, high, bounce right into, number 14's hands. Either Mitch Stainer or Andrew de Torres, I don't know which one. but unfortunately was unable to take the bouncing ball cleanly.
I keep on talking about Kimmy, but I'm just really impressed with his effort out there. I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact Kimmy is not as fit as he could be. He's got really high standards, but his work ethic and his drive around there. I think a few people were a little shocked to see him picked at 6 this week, especially for the Prem, seeing he's never played at 6 for us. But he's really rewarded the selection.
Yeah. 2 Bernaby Lake rugby players down right now. We have Jack Galbart trying to stretch something, and Leet Bardawaj, who is pretending to swim on the ground. Well,
I think
while
he
time
might
is off, I'll take the opportunity to thank another sponsor, Filter Queen Products Canada, the exclusive distributor of the famous Filter Queen Majestic and Defender air quality systems. Filter Queen Products Canada are a longtime sponsor of the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club. They offer best in class air filtration abilities with the only air cleaner recognized as a Class 2 medical device. You wouldn't drink dirty water or eat dirty food, Alec. Why would you breathe dirty air?
I have nothing for that. I agree wholeheartedly. I just like the fact it's called Majestic. I mean, it's
a majestic thing.
It's pretty majestic.
Go to filterqueencanada.com today to make sure your family breathes the cleanest, healthiest air imaginable.
I have two daughters. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but I like to have them have some hardship. So we've not got Filter Queen in the house, so they have to breathe a bit of dirty air so they can really appreciate the clean air later.
That's fine. As long as you get it at some point, I'm sure our sponsor will be fine with that. Scrum now. Burnaby Lake, Dean McMahon to put in.
Just a question for you, Mike. Do you think that Preston plays hooker because it's the only opportunity that people ever hug him?
I think there's a chance. Yeah, maybe when he was young, that's probably why. I assume apparently his parents used to tie a pork chop to around his neck just so the dog would play with him. So.
No, I heard a story that he was eating raw beef for a long time so he could develop a tapeworm, so he had someone to talk to.
That's fair. Jean Corson with the run, a broken play. I thought one of the passes was forward, but I didn't have as good a view of it as the referee, so I have to go with the ref. Jack Gilbert still with it in his hands.
As Forrest Gump used to say, forward is as forward does.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did, Alec. Did you read through a corny joke book in order before this, just to prepare?
As I said, I have 2 daughters. It's my game is dad jokes.
Yeah. It was a big ball carrier there. Was it the captain, Ian Prendeville? On that turnover, he really took that ball in hard. So.
This is where the line speed really needs to come in. Ooh, how the heck did that ball get back?
Ball turned over. McLean with a long pass to Connor Byron. He has Scott Barr and Kimi Vunataraga out wide.
That is
Goes
a
with the
great
fake, back
decision.
inside, pulling away. This kid's got speed. Oh, he's brought down by the opposite there, number 13, Olly Joyce. Ball in the hands of Lalit Bardawaj.
That's who you want on the edge.
Lalit's got some moves, but was that a 50-50 offload?
I think it was actually an 80-20 offload, yeah.
Oh, the offloads. They kill me.
Yeah, but this is what the early season is all about. Unfortunately, it's getting the the creases out of the game plan. You know, a line break like that, you'd hope that they'd be able to finish it, especially with all the support that was flooding through. You know, you hope those things start sticking. You know, down a little bit, down a bit down the line.
Bit of a celebrity, Peter Muirhead, VRU president, walking by.
I don't know if you know this, but Kimi Vunataraga, he comes from Suva, and he was actually a radio announcer when he was in Suva.
I have a hard time believing that.
No, seriously, he's got a soulful, jazzy voice.
Line out 1, McLean into McCann. Had been a great ball carrier so far this half.
Every time we've gone straight and direct, we're making yards.
I've noticed every time we try a backdoor offload, we go to put it to the other team. As has the rowers. Bryce Warden putting his shoulder down and going forward.
Acting like a bit of a warden, if you know what I mean.
Yes, now Ish Malima getting the good lag drive on. They're trying to bring him down. He's a big body.
That's what we're looking for.
That ball squirts out the back into the hands of Connor Byron. Long pass to McLean on the other side of the field. Sent to Scotty Barr. Barr makes a break. Over the shoulder to Petrovic. He's going to get tracked down. Preston never known for speed, though about as fit a guy as a man his age could be.
But he's also not known for a guy who shows those 50-50 passes, holds on to it nice and well, and we get a recycle. Now Cooper's on his way.
This is true. Cooper Johnson fighting his way into the end zone. They're trying to hog time down. Oh, loses the ball. And then knocked on, I believe, by the rowing club. So first knock on comes into Burnaby Lake.
A score just before half would warrant a good halftime talk. There's a lot of positives out there. This has probably been the best phase of play for Burnaby. They've held on the ball. They've recycled. They've been dynamic when they needed to. They're looking for opportunities. Just need to just get that cutting edge, just that finishing touch.
Well, that's it. They've made lots of good breaks. They've had a lot of positive momentum with the ball in hand, but it's always that one pass too many at the end, or should have passed it a little earlier, or should have passed it a little later.
It's a really tricky thing because if you make a mistake, there's 1,000 different ways you can look at it. But if you do the right thing, it's very clear, cut, and dry what you've done right.
Again, apologies to those watching at home. Our scoreboard is not working, but Bernaby Lake leads the rowing club 10-0. Scrum moving forward. Got a little messy.
As a front rower, you must just love that. Drive forward, number 8 picks off the top. Oh, my God, Mike. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
I love a good scrum. I love a good push in the scrum. You see it here coming up. Big push from the front row. Ball got a little messy at the back. Dom picked it up, spun through the scrum half. Usually an 8-man versus a 9 is a bit of a mismatch. So Baptista put that one down.
I remember a song. It goes, we push hard, you push hard, we push hard together, pushing hard in the middle of the night, pushing hard together. Now that is what that was.
Is that really a song?
Listen, I'm not that creative, so I've heard it somewhere. It might have been a dirty limerick that I've changed, but it definitely exists. You know what I'm missing right now is I'm missing Brian Fitzpatrick, who, interestingly, he is not related to Sean Fitzpatrick in any way whatsoever.
I didn't think he was.
But I miss him, his little jinky step that he does before kicking. It looks like he's thrusting his hips into the air.
Yes, well, as Ethan Turner lines up here to try to put Burnaby Lake up 17-0, you see Brian Fitzpatrick out in the field discussing this with Chris Assmus. He just coming back from an injury and passed whatever test it is on Thursday, so he should get some time here in the second half.
They're definitely talking about hair gel.
As they should. Kick is up. Swirling wind pushes it off to the side. Wide right.
Swirling winds. Is that the song?
It is.
Yeah.
Burnaby Lake leads 15-0. Just a couple minutes left before the half.
And if you just look at Burnaby's mindset, their shoulders are up. Looks like rowers are struggling a bit. Everyone's heads are a bit down, running to half. This is when you really got to capitalize. When you got a team a bit on a struggle, you just got to lift up. What we need here is a couple straight hard runs. Maybe push the ball down in the corner. Just get into halftime with a positive momentum. I just heard from the sidelines. There's 3 minutes left.
3 minutes left.
3 minutes left.
Fantastic. Wackowitz here with the restart for the rowing club. Nice high kick. This looks good. Rowers right down there on it, right into their hands, actually. But then into the hands of, looks like Scott Barr. He's been everywhere so far this half. Now to Dom Baptista, the try scorer.
He is a violent ball runner.
He's certainly playing well. McLean into McCann, speaking of violent ball carriers. Now to Warden. Gonna pop the ball to Dom. Over the head to Scott Barr. He's got 2 men with him.
Good ball.
Goes to Corsten instead of Preston Petrovic. I do applaud that. Wise decision making. Rowing club ball back around their 22-meter. Burnaby Lake counter rucking. I think that was Petrovic. Well, one of the Burnaby Lake guys dove on the ball or lost their feet. Might have been Petrovic.
It was definitely Preston.
It probably was Preston.
He's got 2 go-to moves. It's non-straight line out and over the top of the ball.
That's not true. He has other moves. He does way more good things than he ever does incorrect. But stuff happens.
He's like one of those cornerstone kind of players you need. Just grindstone kind of guy. Just hard work all the time. Lifts the players around him.
Never gives less than 100%. So we have a rowing club member down. So with time off, I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Laoway. Now, Alec, if you know the secret password, you can open up a freezer door inside Blind Tiger Dumplings at 251 East Georgia Street, and you will find Vancouver's hottest and most exclusive night spot, Laoway. The speakeasy aims to celebrate the intrigue and glamour of a hidden life. Well, like me and you, Alec, the best. The food. I recommend the. Great sponsor, owned by Rugby Club member Lewis Hart.
Oh, Lewis has that club.
Lewis.
Oh, my goodness.
2 businesses in one. Blind Tiger Dumplings, a fully functioning, very good dumpling shop in Chinatown. And yeah, if you know the password, you can get in through an unmarked freezer door into a speakeasy. It's fantastic. He's actually opening up a place around the corner. Soon to be in November. I can't remember the exact date, but called Bagheera, which is a second location. So, fantastic club sponsor. I believe on Thursday night here at Bernaby Lake will be he's donated some dumplings to us. So we'll be dining on Thursday night. So anyway, the man's about. So we're going to get ready to kick off. Sorry, I had a hornet on my leg.
Not an hornet.
Sorry, hornet on my leg.
Yeah. So, do they have clean air, like majestic clean air at Lewis's spot?
I don't know. I've certainly tried to pitch that.
I mean, I think it'd be a good idea if we can just commingle sponsors.
I agree with you.
Marcon could build the walls.
Marcon could build the walls.
We can get clean air, and then we can have Lewis giving dumplings.
This is true.
When you see it there, you're like sort of easy for a second.
Really good chat from the Burnaby defense. Connor McCann on the ball. It's really interesting to watch that rowers are just the ball's going to Doug Fraser, and he's avoiding contact. He's pushing the ball at the back every single time. It's a really dangerous ball runner.
The guy is built for contact. He was when he was a kid. He is now.
And he's no Barry Bonnell, though.
That's true. Oh, big carry there from number 20, listed as Tom Brennan in the program. Penalty for the rowers.
Rowers are a club that's known for throwing the ball around a bit. I wouldn't be surprised now they're down 15-0 if they in the second half they start getting a bit more aggressive with the pushing the ball to the edges, playing a bit more fast-paced rugby. Some of that 50-50 rugby that we love.
I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the 50-50 rugby. Prefer to drop the shoulder and take it into contact. On the far sideline, the touch judge is a girl named Fabi LaCruz from Mexico. She's up here to do some refereeing.
Fantastic name.
It is.
Fabi
It really is. Fabi LaCruz.
Well, her flag game is strong as well.
Yes, it is. She was out at Bernaby Lake a bit in the summer. A friend of hers from Guadalajara played for the rugby club a few years ago. Christian. Called him Chocho.
That was a 50-50 if I've ever seen.
Worked. I guess that was the 50 time it works.
Ethan is a heck of a defender.
Makes the tackle. Pass gets off to the number 7.
It's knock on possibly.
Ball is definitely out. Chris says it's all good. Good
Watch
defense
Preston over the top
Lake.
here.
Rowan Club putting some phases together here, trying to just test the defense. Ooh, nice run by Doug Fraser.
Oh, my goodness.
Yikes.
Who was that?
That was a hard run. I think it was Jack Gelbart took the brunt of that run. Jack and Bryce Warden. He's pretty close. Chris Assmus is looking, trying to find out if the score is good.
I think that was Preston who just got. He
Was
got
it?
He got his body right.
No,
on the
you're
line.
right. You're right.
Yeah, he got
It
his
was,
body fully on the line there. Full charging Doug Fraser from like 15 yards away, and Preston just did his best to get in the way.
The referee has awarded the try. No, he did not award the try.
No, that's halftime.
Oh, halftime. Well, the Roars were unfortunate there. That was about as hard as a guy could run, right into Preston Petrovic. So he should probably take a second to clear his head. But that's halftime. So the score at halftime, guys, is 15-0 for the home team, the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club. We thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back in the second half in a few minutes. Again, apologies, the scoreboard's not working. We'll see if we can sort that out ahead of time. It'd be nice to have that. So we will be back in a few minutes.
Because Doug Fraser is a cannonball. Oh my God, yes. Interesting though, he breaks the line a lot more in the MLR because they have other guys to mark, and now everyone's just. That loop though was Under's line, and then he just picks Preston out. It's so much better without these subs. Last week I ran 8.5 kilometers in caps and yeah, but the rosters because they didn't have second team. But this is this weird space that we're in now, right? In this.
Chris texted us the other day and said, we don't have a second team, but they're expecting 23 new players like that for their first game.
I don't.
Good for you guys, I guess.
I'm doing the bad habit of just turning on the spot because they're out the back and there's no I know exactly where the ball's going. So if I know where the ball's going, the defense probably does. So he's just finishing it, you know what I mean? The one we have to hit is if he's the jackler and then we boom, then it's Chris Necro. That's it, yeah. So that's the one. But if you see two guys, one guy grabs the jersey, other guy goes and then goes, you don't penalize the guy for finishing it because then you have to say, well, what are we doing with the guy who started it? Unless it's like or a jackler on his feet. In a good position. If they can't move him, it's gonna go boom. Easy one. Like Chris Necro. And I know in sevens you shoot them because that's what we do in sevens. Put a finger on the ground, send them to prison. In 15s it's usually a penalty unless it's to ground, twist, and then it's good. Okay. Yeah, and that one's just Chris Necro number. And what you do is stall. You don't just go, oh well, you go up and fight for the number. It's a huge goal. And if I go, hey Nico, then you're like,
We're good? Are we going here? What's going on? Am I good to go if I start talking?
yeah, it should be good.
Getting ready to restart the second half, or to start the second half, I guess as it were. Burnaby Lake Rugby Club leads the Vancouver Rowing Club 15-0 if you're just joining us. Hard-hitting first half. Both teams had lots of opportunities. Both teams flashes of brilliance. Big line breaks, possibly a little bit more on the Bernaby Lake side, but most of them left wanting with some questionable offloads. Maybe a bit more communication from the players on both sides would sort that out a little bit. Referee Chris Assmus waiting for something. I'm not exactly sure what. Having a word with Captain Bryce Warden. Rowing Club possibly waiting for someone to finish being taped. Yeah, it looks like I think that's their hooker, Liam Litchfield. Good tape job on him. Ethan Turner restarts, kicks deep. Rowing Club clears it. Caught in the air from Dean McMahon. Sends it into Ethan Turner, who's going to put it deep. Other corner.
That's a good ball.
Into number 10, Will Moore's hands. Nice exit kick. Yeah, great exit. Made it almost up here to half.
Good platform to work off. 10 meters inside half. Good kickoff restart. Burnaby's got the ball back. That's what you're looking for. Not trying to get everything back in one. Play the phases. And a bit of ping pong rugby back and forth, and Burnaby's got the ball.
Yep. Preston Petrovich getting ready to throw in. Lalit gives him the call.
Number 18.
Oh, Ethan Soden entering the game.
He is a lump of a man. I'm looking forward to see what he has to offer.
He's a big guy. Ball into Cooper Johnston. Out to McLean. Going to find Connor Byron. Now to Fish. Corsten. Brought down. Bernaby Lake wins the ball. Good rucking from Bernaby Lake so far this game. Bryce Warden again takes it into contact. Takes two guys down with him. Now into Ethan Soden. Fast feet there to change direction. Well done. Finally brought down.
He's Australian, by the way, of the north of England.
Yes, he is. He's actually from Leicester. I don't know if that's north or mid, but
Leicester's a rugby town. It's I think it's south actually.
Really?
Leicester's a very proud rugby town. They just won the Leicester Tigers won the championship this year.
Ooh, nice little
my
sky hook there. Into Bryce Warden, the captain. Going to touch it down. That was a highlight reel play there, pass from Neil McLean. So we'll await the replay on that one. There we go. It's a nice pass into McCann. Gains some yards, passes to Dom. Then out to Bryce Warden for the try. Well done, Bryce Warden. That's going to put Burnaby Lake up 18-0.
That was Harlem Globetrotters type stuff.
Champagne rugby.
From the Champagne district.
Correct.
Of Portugal, I believe. You just see how much it means to some of the guys. Dom Batista, just like his energy and his passion for it, just lifting the guys.
He's having a great game. That's number 20, Tom Brennan, who came on late in the first half. Appears to be coming off with a bit of a twinge in the leg, I believe.
Preston using some of his colorful language to describe what needs to happen next.
Hopefully none of our children at home picked that up on the microphone.
I think he works with children as well.
That's not good. Kick is good. Makes score 22-0. Again, apologies. The scoreboard not going to work for the rest of this game, I'm told. Something wrong with the graphics. Something corrupted. So a few minutes into the new half, Burnaby Lake leads 22-0. Rowing Club Vice Captain Nick Walkwitz will restart. Waiting for a ball. Apparently the ball was kicked into the lake past the through the goalposts.
As I said before, lakes always beat oceans.
You might be correct this game. We still have about 36 minutes left to go, but you might be right.
Look at maybe we can get a Twitter poll at some point. Lake versus ocean.
I'll see if we got a social media guy who can do that. All the Rowing Club guys way ahead of the kick, but Chris says let it go, which I like. I like a referee that lets him play.
Let It Go. Great song from a movie, Frozen. It's a children's movie, but it really has a lot of social context to it.
How so?
I don't know, really, but when I watch it, I feel very emotive. And I think it's talking about global warming and climate change.
Really?
It's a real thing.
You're big on that there, this broadcast.
I'm not really, no. I just want to make sure that everyone understands that I have the ability to be green as well as not green.
That's fair. Well, line out here for Burnaby Lake. We're looking for Cooper Johnston in the middle.
I think we need 100% on our line-out throws.
I feel like one of the first ones was over. Oh, Neil McLean with the show and go. He's coming into contact. He's looking to get that ball to Vuna Tarega. No, just a blind one there to Scotty Barr off the foot.
I'm not entirely sure why he
Ni-
looked away when he threw that, but
I don't know. Whoa.
Ooh, that was a bit of an early flag.
Yeah, I think so as well. But, you know, she calls him like she sees him. That's all you can do.
Flag game is so strong.
Loving the hair on number 19. He's listed as Callum Bowman. Great head of hair on him from Callum Bowman from the Vancouver Rowing Club. It's an ultra mullet, and I'm very intrigued. I want to learn more about it.
With hair like that and those small white sport socks, it just screams Kiwi, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I want to know more. Someone's shoes come off out there. Looks like Vunitaraga ran out of his shoes.
That's what true athleticism looks like.
Yes, so fast the shoe couldn't hold him.
I think Kimmy told me when he was growing up they didn't wear shoes when they were playing rugby, just running around on the beach, throwing the ball around.
I can see that.
Proving to his brother that he was tougher than him.
I'm not sure about that one, but
listen, I remember playing against Stella, and I ran him over multiple times. He disagrees.
I don't believe that either.
He disagrees, but it happened for sure. One time he had I think he tore his ACL completely just before he tackled me, and I went right over the top of him.
Maybe that time for sure. All right, we'll have a rowing club scrum here. We're going to stand up and try it again. Something didn't feel right.
Gus Bus versus Bryce Warden. That's a good battle in the front row.
Should be a good battle. We'll watch this. Get a great angle right in front of the camera. There we go. Warden has good form. Gus just has mass. He's just such a thick dude.
He's just the bus.
Ooh. Nice tackle broken. They almost lost it there. Number 13, Olly Joyce, but held on to the ball, and now they're going wide. They got 3 men out wide. Connor Byron's going to make that first tackle. Much needed tackle.
Looks like Doug Fraser's off as well. I think Preston might have got the better of him in that contact just before half.
Well, I mean, of all things, I would say with Preston, he is one tough dude. Pound for pound, one of the toughest guys I've ever met in my life. He certainly looked to get the worst of it. He made the tackle there.
With the flamboyant undershorts. One of Preston's specialties is hands in the ruck. He's always digging, and he's just such a competitor.
He is that. He aggressively goes for the ball for sure. He told me one time that ownership is how did he say it? Something was 9/10 of the law. Holding it. What, I don't know. Forget everything I just said there.
I think it's possession is 9/10 of the law.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
yeah.
got thrown off by number 19.
I've been in court more than you
Callum
have, obviously.
Bowman.
So,
Got thrown off by Callum Bowman's mullet.
as a witness.
Majestically walking by me here.
Those short white socks, too. Oh, my goodness. What a guy.
I like that hair, man. I can't pull it off myself. But
So, Mike, here's the serious question. After the game is finished, scoreboard, it is what it is. Who wins the boat race? The lake or the ocean?
I'm going to go lake.
Once again, lakes always beat oceans.
Number 13 from the rowing club, Olly Joyce, had a really, really solid game so far. Another great carry for him there. Although I think he did get turned over. His support just didn't get there. And
Watch out.
Vunitaraga came up with it.
Watch out.
He's looking to get rid of the ball. Brian Fitzpatrick on. Oh, Brian Fitzpatrick on. What an entrance.
My Fijian's a little weak here, but mata.
That might be horrifically racist. I don't know.
No, mata means go to the post.
Heck of a try from Brian Fitzpatrick, set up by a big run from Kimi Vunitaraga.
That's my early man for the match right now is Kimmy.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Jeez Louise, I love the man a lot. He's a wonderful human being, and just to watch him out there being successful, doing what he does best. A little show and go.
What an entrance from Brian Fitzpatrick. Brian spent the entire summer with the Toronto Arrows Academy, as well as played some games for the Oshawa Vikings while he was there. So picked up a bit of a knock, missed last week's first game, and was cleared to play this Thursday. I don't know if Jean Corson, who he subbed off, had actually made it to the bench yet when Brian just scored his first try.
I bet you Brian just came on without John, without telling him that he was subbed off. Just Brian's just so eager to get out there, just pulled him off. Now, quick question for you. Oshawa, are they a well-known Viking compound, or is it just a name they gave themselves out of Oshawa Vikings?
I don't think any Vikings landed there. I don't know my history perhaps as well as I should, but I think it's just a really good sounding name.
I don't think I've ever seen a Heritage Canada moment where it was, finding a Viking enclave in Oshawa.
Not yet.
I mean, listen, we got some sponsors. Maybe we can get like a little dig out there, you and I.
Maybe I'll look into it.
Yeah.
Kicks up from Turner. It looks good. Cuts the post, and it is good.
So nonchalant. Just a really good kicking stroke.
Kid's got ice in his veins. I have hornets on my ankles.
Not
There's
an
a
Hornets.
wasp nest here or something like that. Well, Burnaby Lake now leads 29-0.
I mean, that goes to show Burnaby's not just a great place to come play rugby, but it's also a natural
Great place to get
habitat
bit
for
by wasps.
Natural habitat for all sorts of animals. We got goose who poop everywhere. We got wasps that are biting. There's a beaver dam over there.
Is there a beaver dam in the lake?
There is a beaver dam. Yep. There was actually
Neat.
some guys who were trying to catch the beaver a few years ago.
Was it one of our ladies' nights?
No. They were from the islands. We'll just say that, and they were looking for some food.
Connor Byron misjudged the kickoff. A couple of big tackles there from Baptista and Warden. Rowers retain the ball. It looked like Ray Bissonette, who's wearing 6. Number 7 in your program, but number 6 in your heart? No, number 6 on your back.
Jack Gilbert was looked like a soccer goalie out there kicking out his left leg as they're trying to push the ball past him. Burnaby just needs to make sure that they stick in the game right here. They're up by a big score right now. They've not let any points in, but this is where you can sort of start to shut down a little bit and stop playing to your strengths. We need the line speed off defense, get the ball back, start playing through the phases. Rowers have made a few changes here out there. And, there's some hungry people that want to try and prove themselves and make sure that they get into the top team for future weeks.
Yeah, it's be a bit of a disappointment. I think the rowing club lost to the Mariloma Rugby Club there last week, but I think it was a close game. I think they came in here confident, want to put on a show, but has not been their day thus far.
That's always an interesting battle when Lomas play against rowers, because are they not the Merry Lomas or the Merry Rowers?
They
Williams Lake?
let me think about that for a second. They do tend to join up for the odd social tournament in the summer, partnership between the two clubs. I think it's just called the Romas.
Romas, I think you're right. Yeah, Mike. Have you been to Williams Lake before, Mike? I've heard that's a fun time.
I definitely have. Best time. By the way, addition there to the game, Cian Keegan has subbed off Neil McLean at fly half. Cian also a former center, possibly still a center, but they're giving him a shot at 10.
I was told actually before the game, Cian just got a new haircut. Sean McCowan, who's playing 15 for the Premier Reserve team, is trying to become a barber. And
that can't be true.
No. He's a very talkative person. His personality shines through. So he actually gave Cian his first haircut today.
Interesting. That's some good bit of background knowledge.
As you can tell, though, Connor McCann did his haircut himself.
Ooh, it's an overthrow there. Preston Petrovich comes up with it.
Once again, just a workhorse.
Ball moved out there from Ethan Soden. Backdoor pass from Cian Keegan, right into the hands of Connor Byron to Brian Fitzpatrick's feet. Fitzpatrick's going to wrestle him down here, make the tackle.
Connor does a really good job of straightening up. If he just get those passes off, that's 3 passes now I think I've seen today that not gone straight to hand.
Yeah. You just got to get have your fingertips and your eyes both facing where you're trying to pass, Oh, rowers have numbers here along the sideline. They kick the ball in. Ethan Turner should come up with it here. He's going to move the ball wide to Jack Gelbart.
That is a dangerous man with the ball in hand.
He's a big guy and he runs hard.
Good pass.
Nice pass there. Was that Keegan? No, just out of the hands of Vunataraga, unfortunately. Just a little bit too far.
That's a slight difference. We've been talking about all game long, the 50-50s, on the try that Brian scored, there was 50-50s that went to hand. The score that Bryce Warden scored, it was 50-50s that went to hand. But for the majority of the game, the 50-50s have not gone to hand.
Definitely not.
Looks like Gus Bus is heading the sideline.
He put in a good shift.
He did indeed. And, he's got to make the 3rd best burger in Vancouver tonight, so he's, got to get out of here.
I'm intrigued. I might have to go down to the lamplighter. I'll find out if he's working tonight.
He's told me a lot about him. And the one thing I will say in a boat race is they do have Gus.
Yeah, kid's a legend. I love that kid. He's awesome.
If it'd be Gus to Gus to Gus to Gus, I think it would be a better opportunity for them.
Let's see how the rowing club scrum does without him. His replacement has gone straight to ground there, but I think Chris is going to let that go. Ball got past the props legs first.
They're yelling hot, and it's not about me. They just want the ball out wide quickly.
Ooh, that was a nice backdoor pass, but I think one thing Connor Byron can do is tackle well, so he's up on that. Ball into number 18's hands, Owen Keenan. Ball wide, bounce pass into Liam Litchfield's hands. Roar's put some good pressure on here. Lots of good passes to hand. Some look a little dangerous, but they keep going in. Whoa, another behind the back pass.
Door.
Nice flat pass. Right into the hands of Connor Byron. That's a 50-50. One too many.
Is Connor okay there? I hope he looks a little bit worse for wear.
Is that Connor Byron?
Yeah. No, yeah, he's not. Oh, no, he's back.
He's okay. He made a nice tackle. Big contact. He's been in a lot of contact this game. Nice kick from Keegan. Might even find touch.
That is a very interesting choice to kick it across field there inside your own 22, but it worked out really well.
Fine
really
kick.
Really good clearance.
Looks like Dylan Vermette coming on, so we'll see the end of Preston Petrovich this game.
That's the most welcome embrace they've ever given each other. Dylan and Preston, they have battles at training every week. They're just fighting for the same jersey, which is what you want in a club. Is you want people pushing for each other to make each other better and push for positions. And
They're going to say they had battles reaching for things on the top shelf.
Yes, well, I mean, Dylan is a plumber.
Ooh, had Burnaby Lake challenged for that one at all?
I'm not super up to date with the rules. If the lineout is thrown not straight, but no one competes for it, is it just given that they can go ahead? Or?
I believe it is. Again, the Chris Assmus would know better than me. Maybe he just gave him a chance again. I don't know. Maybe it was sideways because it wasn't ready to go, and Chris said something in the middle of his throw. I'm not totally sure, but
it's the same move every time.
He's
They're a bit
wide.
predictable. They just keep on going out the back door.
Yeah, nice tackle there from Brian Fitzpatrick. Great tackle. Scott Barr over the ball.
Terrible technique, but I mean, he got himself stuck in. A little unlucky to be called for not rolling away.
Yeah, it seemed like he was rolling away there, but there we have Will Moore with the kick. Nice kick. Should put the ball down just inside the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club 22.
So I know we're trying to figure out.
I know
we're trying to figure out where Callum Bullam, number 19, with the glorious mullet, is from. He has shorts that have a cardinal on them, so there is a chance that he might be from the States.
The cardinal from the States.
There's a cardinal on his crest on his left short. I mean, this is investigative journalism at its best right now, and one can only speculate. Oh, there's a knock on.
Ooh, ball picked up there from Connor McCann. Popped it to Keegan Keegan. He's going to keep that leg drive going, work his way through a few tackles. Now he's trying to get to the ground. We're coming back for something.
For the original knock on. Connor did a great job
the
picking
original
the
knock.
ball up, but unfortunately they got held up in a maul, so Chris is going to come back and give them Burnaby a chance to bring the ball back.
Burnaby Lake Scrum. We'll get to see once again how the new addition, number 18, Owen Keenan.
I think it's a brand new rowers front row as well.
Is that Jason Carton in at hooker? The veteran, former rowing club captain, Jason Carton, going back into hooker. He should help shore up the scrum. He's a great scrummaging hooker.
Is that such a thing? I thought the hookers were just there for all show.
Well, when you have a hooker who's the size of a prop, you say he's a great scrummager.
I remember Pat Riordan, former captain at Burnaby Lake. I pushed behind him one time, and I didn't really feel like he was doing all that much.
Oh, there's a big push from the rowing club. That'll be reset. Oh, Bryce Warden and Owen Keenan having words.
I think Bryce was just trying to give him his famous salted cod recipe. Is that a New Brunswick thing? No, that's a Newfoundland
That's
thing.
a Newfoundland thing.
I apologize. What's the national dish of, I guess it would be the provincial dish of New Brunswick?
I believe it is a Tim Hortons coffee and an apple fritter.
Maybe a king-size cigarette afterwards? Or?
Definitely. A Dumaurier light afterwards. not a cultured area that I'm from.
Sounds like my kind of people.
Yes, let's see if Burnaby Lake can hold that push on that one side. They're fortunate that it was given as a not a penalty.
Ooh,
Another big push on. That's the addition of that Jason Carton in there. I'm telling you. He's a good
Ethan's going
scrummager.
to push this down the field. No. Oh, Brian.
Man, just throwing that ball away. Don Baptista brings him down.
That's what I was talking about before. Just Burnaby's sort of stuck in this middle mindset of trying to play because they're up so much. They're just trying to throw the ball around. We just got to get back to our shape and start pushing the ball down the field, play field position, use the window our advantage.
Yeah.
Just sort of get some shapes set up. We've been scoring our tries not by loose play or breaking everything in one. It's been by getting our shapes properly and moving the ball around slowly and deliberately.
Yes. Yes, it was the voluptuous body form there of Jason Carton. Drew that penalty for the rowing club. He's a big guy. A very big man. He's been in bulking season since before COVID.
You know a lot about this man. Have
Yeah.
you been through that secret freezer with him for some dim sum? Or?
No, I haven't, but I do run into him quite a bit, and he's a genuinely really good guy. He actually used to be the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club's head coach, Aaron O'Flaherty's roommate.
Ah. I mean, you have to be a Saint to be his roommate, wouldn't you?
Yes, they're from the similar area, the Connaught region of Ireland. There from Scott Barr is the offload off the deck. Going wide to number 14, Mitch. Another behind the back pass. My favorite guy.
So you can see in the background there, 29-0 to Burnaby. Sort of in the doldrums right now. Kind of feels like this game is. Rowers are really pushing. Burnaby's not really playing proper shape or patterns.
Yeah. Number 22 for the rowing club is on the field. Dermot O'Mara. He's a great scrum half from Ireland. A lot of Irish in the game here.
Wait a second. Dermot O'Mara? Are you sure he's
Dermot
from Ireland?
O'Mara. Definitely.
He sounds maybe Georgian.
Definitely not. Definitely
Okay.
not.
That's one thing we're missing in BC is more Georgian rugby players. Not from Georgia, but from the former Soviet Union. I don't know if you remember we had a guy named Alex from Georgia, and he used to, at training, he would answer his cell phone while throwing in lineout throws. And he ate all my cheese as well.
Yeah, I do
Yes.
remember he ate all your
Yeah.
cheese.
And he also used the dryer to dry his work boots one day, his steel-toe work boots.
He was a good guy.
Yeah. He's probably essentially contracted in French Division 3 at this point.
Probably. Well, Burnaby Lake doing a good job of holding off the push, but rowing club have a lot more bulk in the field right now than Burnaby Lake does. So as you see, they pull through, and that's the try.
It's a well-deserved try.
Well worked try, that's for sure.
Oh, wait,
So-
nope. Ooh, knock on.
Whoa, calling the try back, called in from the sides from Brett Hayes. So it's going to be a scrum.
Which is not a good position for Burnaby right now. The scrum's going backwards. We need to get stuck in a bit heavier. I mean,
I
rowers
agree.
have, I think, replaced our entire front row, so a bit fresher. And we've got B and Bryce have been in the entire game. Done a lot of hard work around the pitch. Maybe their legs are a bit shakier than their oppositions.
Yes, they do have actually half Georgian prop. Burnaby Lake does on the spares bench. Luca Bradley. Actually, it's my mistake. It is a goal line dropout. That's right. I forgot. But they do have Luca Bradley, half Georgian, half English fellow on the bench.
From Liverpool, just like
From
the Beatles.
Liverpool, that is right.
Yeah. Although he hates the Beatles, is what he told me.
That can't be true.
I'm making it up. Funny story, his first training session, he was made to do the Bronco before he, which is a fitness test, a 1.2-kilometer run. He got there for 4 minutes, introduced himself, and had to do the Bronco. Good. Yes. He didn't set a world record, but I think it was a world record for the quickest at a rugby club to do the Bronco.
Uh-oh. So that ball goes straight into touch?
It did, yeah, unfortunately. Another mistake. The mental errors are creeping in a bit as the game's getting longer. I just need to get a little bit of resolve here, settle down.
Well, they're going to have to dig in here for the scrum. That's a good scrum from the rowing club. Chris Assmus going to call the penalty. The kick in behind. It's a foot race. Well, we're going to come back to the scrum penalty. Well, if I was the Bernaby Lake coaching staff, I might think about changing out someone in the front row. It's currently not working, so the worst thing that can happen is it continues to not work. Best thing that can happen is some fresh legs make a difference.
They need some freshness for sure. A Mentos.
A Mentos, the fresh maker.
The fresh maker, yeah.
Well, do or die time here for the rowing club. This has obviously been their best chance at crossing the paint here so far this game. So they've been owning the scrums the last 2 or 3 since they made some changes. They're getting a shove on now. Ball's messy at the back. Another penalty. I think
we're going to look at
looking at a yellow card or a penalty try. No, just a final warning, I guess.
They're everywhere. Please don't let us discourage you from coming down to Burnaby Lake to enjoy the fine fields and the facilities here. There are wasps, but they're friendly wasps. And there's no Nanaimo hornets here either.
So weird number of hornets or wasps around Bernaby Lake today. Too much sugar on the sideline. Too much sugary drinks on the sidelines.
It's because it's such a sweet place to come to.
It is. Another big push from the rowing club. Dermot O'Neill is going to pick and score the try. Nice try from O'Mara there. Quick thinking. Grabbed the ball. Shimmied in.
I always like it when the forwards score a try and the wingers do the right thing and they come in to celebrate the forwards' hard work.
Yes. That is nice.
If there was a Steve Sawchuk out there right now, the Reverend, I'm pretty sure that scrum would be held up pretty solid. Unfortunately, Rev can't run all that well anymore, but he can hold up a scrum.
Yes, he can. Number 10, Will Moore, will try to make it 7 points for the rowing club. Burnaby Lake currently lead 29-5. Now it looks like 29-7. The kick is good. So as we get prepared for the next kickoff here, I want to talk about our insurance sponsor at Burnaby Lake. Neil McLaughlin is a Level 2 insurance broker servicing clients in British Columbia, Canada, with their insurance needs in automobile, marine, commercial, and life insurance. If you find yourself needing quotes or any further information, give Neil a call at 604-518-6721. Neil McLaughlin. Here with a restart.
I find it interesting we haven't made it too many forward subs at this point. We talked about the front row, but there's been the back row is still intact. There's only been one change in the forward pack so far, or 2 changes, sorry. But it looks like maybe a freshen up might be needed at some point here.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree. It was a nice take. Tackle made by Dylan Vermette. It's Spencer Cooper, I believe. Nice take from Ethan. He's going to try to go it alone there down the sideline. Saw some space.
Oh,
chip.
My goodness.
Kid's got some wheels if it stays in bounds.
Oh!
Just not quite.
That was everything that I thought that I could be in rugby, but could never be. He is so talented.
Yeah, see the replay here. Little kick over. He's got the pace. And just not quite. Does not get it down.
To be honest, for Brian Fitzpatrick's ego, if he would have scored that try, we could have crushed him. Because Brian's usually the one that's scoring the highlight tries.
He does have a lot of them. That's, yeah, if I was Bernaby Lake, I was trying to get the ball wide to Brian Fitzpatrick on this side. So we'll see Jason Carton throwing in the lineout. He's usually a pretty good lineout thrower. Ball's up. Taken by number 21, Spencer Morgan. Nice clearance kick there from the rowing club. Gets it out. Just at the Bernaby Lake 22, a few inches shy of the 22 meters.
See if we can launch an attack here with some of our dangerous ball runners.
Yeah, good attacking position here. It all starts with winning that lineout. So I think this is Dylan's first attempt at a lineout since he was put in. Preston Petrovic had a good 50 minutes or so of lineout, so we'll see how Dylan's are.
Preston was 100% today, which is awesome. That's a good ball.
Ball one. Keegan, the hard-running Connor McCann. Makes some yards. Hard guy to take down. Now to Bryce Warden, the captain, a try scorer this game.
Connor McCann was placed third place in Sterling County's karaoke competition. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. It's a turnover. It was Jason Carton got over the ball. Or no, sorry, it wasn't. That was Liam Litchfield, I believe. Oh, now they got some, no. Knock on. They were unfortunate there. They had the pace.
Yeah, Connor was a juvenile country singer when he was back in Scotland.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he.
I forgot he lived in Scotland for a year.
Yeah, no, he's fake Scottish, just as I am.
Yes.
Yeah. I think Dwight Yoakam was one of his idols. That's one he used to sing.
Really big Yoakam fan.
A big Yoakam fan. I think they called them Yokites, or Yokeheads.
Well, we got time off here. One of the rowing club players, number 8, Ian Prendeville, the captain, receiving some treatment. And while we do, I would like to talk to you about Dominion Lending, our preferred mortgage specialist, Mike James. Now, most people know Mike, you and I, or Alec, you and I as well, as one of Canada's greatest rugby players, and more still know of his contributions to our sport off the field as a coach of the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club and the BC Bears. Many years on the BC Rugby Board, and as a longtime supporter of his home club here at Bernaby Lake. So whether you're a first-time buyer, Alec, or an experienced buyer with excellent credit, Mike James at Dominion Lending Centers has access to the very best products and rates available across Canada. Go to MJ Mortgages today to get the best rates from the best-looking mortgage broker in the business and move into your new home.
I don't know if you know this, but Mike James had the honor of playing his last game with me.
That is something he talks about quite a bit.
Quite a bit, yeah. So let me get this straight. We've got clean air, we've got speakeasies, we've got house builders.
Yes.
You can get insured, and you can get a mortgage.
We're a full-service organization over here. Once again, I'd like to thank Mark On Homes for their continued dedication and sponsorship to rugby in Burnaby. Scrum for Burnaby Lake. I'd be trying to get that ball directly out the back of that 8-man's legs right now. That's where I'd be aiming the ball if I was our scrum half.
They're set up for a play called Boss.
Actually, that was a good one right there. Ball into Keegan. Held it for a while. Scott Barr taken down. Some good tackling.
Ooh, good on the ball.
Oh, and that's the penalty.
Well on the ball.
Oh, Barr stays down. Something going on with his calf. Let's see if he can shake it off. Maybe just needs to stretch it out. Well, with time off, I'd like to talk to you about one of our nightclub sponsors, the Ox Pub, formerly the Lennox Pub, under new ownership. The Ox Pub is your local public house in the heart of Vancouver, of the Vancouver hospitality community. Located at 800 Granville Street, it's a great place to watch international rugby, soccer, football, boxing. They're showing the Canelo Triple G fight tonight, and they have a really fun and competitive trivia night every Wednesday. The Ox has a commitment to local breweries with 15 taps dedicated to local craft brews. So the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club would like to thank them for their support and encourage everyone listening to go on down to the Ox at 800 Granville Street for a pint, or maybe 8. As we wait for the rowing club to restart here, they get a penalty kick. Scott Barr gets a bit of tape, but he's okay. He's going to shake it off. Kick into touch, just over half. Well, Bernaby Lake needs to pull it together here, dig deep, and start to put some phases back together. They dominated the first 50 minutes of the game, or 45 minutes of the game. The last 10, 15 minutes has been all rowing club.
Well, now I see the front row up close and personal. I can see why they're getting a bit dominance on the scrum.
That jersey is hanging on for dear life.
There's no chance I was straight.
Nice run from the number 13, Olly Joyce.
It's one of those things, Mike, if you play great 60 minutes, but the last 20 minutes are a bit lacking, you sort of go away, even with the victory, feeling a little bit deflated.
True. You want to finish strong. You never want to finish soft.
Unless you're a softball egg.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the ultimate goal, is to finish soft. But
The ball's going wide. The rowing club are just winging that ball around. You got to like that. Number 14, Mitch Stainer, kicks it deep. Nice take from Ethan Turner. Calls the mark. Oh, number 14, Dean McMahon, and Dean McMahon from Bernaby Lake in a little pushing match. Keegan Keegan getting involved. Everybody getting in there.
The Irish
Have their say.
eyes are shining right there. One Irishman to another looking after himself. You know, their national hero is a guy named Conor McGregor. I don't know if you've heard of him before.
I've heard of him.
I think they get their violent nature from that man.
Thought it was the whiskey.
No, the whiskey makes you a lover, Mike, as everyone knows. Terrible, terrible lover, but that is
Not a good
A
kick.
knock
Oh, the knocked on there from
that. You know,
Olly Joyce. A rare miss.
I think that was Ethan trying to give his front row a bit of confidence, saying, you know what, I'm not going to put it out of touch. We're going to give you a chance for another scrum.
Probably what it is. Game's at a chippy over. Game's got a bit of a chippy overtone here the last little bit. The scrum right in front of the broadcast booth here. See if Bernaby Lake can hold this push, get the ball out. They did a great job of it the last scrum after getting the worst end of the last few.
Looks like Bryce needs to get a bit lower here. His man is already underneath him in this scrum. Now, Bryce has got good technique, and he's a real strong boy. But it just feels like he just needs to sink a little bit lower. I mean, I'm just making this up. I have no idea how scrums really work.
Let's get a good look at what's going on here. Scrum's right in front of the camera. Yeah, well, ball's out. Looks like it's knocked on. Yeah, just not a stable Burnaby Lake scrum there. Initial good contact, but the extra bulk there from the rowing club just paying dividends for them. O'Mara for the rowing club, the replacement scrum half, is a baller. I was surprised to not see him in the starting lineup. He played at Bernaby Lake for about 2 games, took a horrific injury, and then was out of rugby. It was great to see him back there last year when he popped back up in the rowing club roster, moved into downtown. So, great player. Great player.
Irish guy, you're saying, yes?
Definitely Irish. Sounds super Irish. Great kid, though, and a heck of a ball player.
Well, just good to see that people, everyone wants to keep players at their club, but the biggest thing is people just continue to play rugby. So if it'd be a shame if someone moved away and couldn't play for Burnaby and they decided to give it up. So it's always good to see people just continuing on. Is that Moe coming on now?
Yeah, Moe Parada entering the game, on for Scott Barr.
Brian Fitzpatrick going to 13. Let's see if we can launch an attack off this. Good platform, just inside the 10. Lots of options. Full field to work with. I'm going to guess it's Connor McCann up the middle for a nice big crash ball again. And then see where we can play off that.
Well, we got to be pretty close to full time here. Burnaby Lake leads 29-7. The line out left wanting. Oh, there's a wild pass. Yeah, they're just flinging that ball around. You got to like that.
Speculative at best. That is a good ball.
That was a great ball. Mitch Stainer on the fly here. Ethan Turner slows him down. Ball's out of bounds. What is
Gus Bus is back on.
front row spare? I'm pretty sure the ball was out of bounds, was it not?
It looked out of bounds.
I mean, it was.
Ethan's never going to be a great motivational speaker, but he's going to be a good club man for Burnaby for years to come.
Yeah. Oh, ball's wide. Number 14, Mitch Stainer. Went a bit far at the back.
It's when you say the word far that you really sound East Coasty.
I've worked hard to lose my accent over the years. Every once in a while it comes back.
As well.
Hard?
Well, Mike, if nothing else, thank you for having me out today. This has been an enjoyable experience for me. I don't know about anyone else listening or yourself, but I've had fun.
I was glad to see you here. So, scrum, maybe our last of the game. Burnaby Lake leads 29-7 late. believe the person I've been calling Mitch Stainer all game is actually Andrew de Torres, just based on the fact that I overheard one of his players call him Andy.
His real close friends call him Mitch, though.
Apologies to the Stainers or de Torreses watching from home. They're both wearing number 14.
Dean's got a massive oversized gum shield. Every time he's breathing heavy, it looks like he's just smiling.
Really? It's a good push from the rowing club. They got to fight to get that ball out, but no, penalty comes.
Won't be smiling at that one.
Nope.
Connor McCann with the old standard after a bit of a push. Scoreboard, he said. Scoreboard.
Well, I see both sides of that argument. I see on the Bernaby Lake bench an extra front row or two. I question the hesitancy to put one in. What's the worst thing that can happen? You lose the scrum?
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, at this point, it's not going very well in the, and we've lost our momentum just because of
that.
Because
when
of
your
it,
big
it's-
guys are getting
yeah.
pushed backwards. So now setting up the maul again, using that superior weight, just bullying the forwards. Rowing club getting pretty close here. They have a penalty advantage. Penalty try. That'll make the score 29-14.
It's a really interesting mix of flamboyant, speculative passes from rowers, followed up with strong scrummaging and mauling.
I know the passes they're winging out wide are really, really fun to watch. I mean, they've had behind the back passes.
There's
go to
four
hand.
in a row, I believe. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Fun backs to watch.
It's definitely not the way that Burnaby wanted to finish this game.
No, I would imagine getting pushed around in your own home park in front of the home fans is probably not how you'd want to finish the game.
I mean, we've been a club that's been really proudful of our forward game, sort of dominant forward pack with, abrasive ball runners. And this is not Burnaby rugby, to be honest. It was in the first half. We had a lot of guys going forward, but it feels like we've lost our way a little bit.
Yeah, well, the reality is, I think whether it be Warden, Bardawaj, or Cooper Johnson, their second row, they're gassed. It looks like Ethan Soden is on the sideline there, walking with a limp, so he might have to pick up a knock somewhere.
I mean, it's a tough ask. I mean, he flew from Australia on Tuesday, I believe, or Monday, and to 4 days later be playing a game instantly. Can't be easy.
Yeah, I didn't see who went on for him. See any new forwards in there for Burnaby Lake? I was hoping to see a new front row, but
No, I don't see any new forwards at all.
could he have perhaps got a yellow card in that maul?
There's he was in the side in that maul when the penalty came in, so we've been warned a few times, so that might make sense.
I didn't see the card. I saw the penalty try, but a lot of people moving around in front of me there, so maybe I must have missed that. Maybe
Everyone knows your first game
maybe
for a new
yellow.
club, you need to get on the board somehow. Just try assist, yellow or red. Hopefully not red,
That's true.
but you just need to make a statement.
Change it so I can see down the fucking sideline next game. Which I know how to do, I just didn't do it. Gotta change it so I can see down the sideline next time. Rowing club with all the momentum late. Score 29-14 for Burnaby Lake. There's our guy, Callum Bullman, taking the ball into contact.
I want to really get to know him. I want to hear his life story up in the bar.
Yes. Oh,
That was tackled out of
Noe
contact.
Parada. Going to get called a penalty as well for the intentional offside.
How in the world is Kimmy getting there? Jeez Louise.
Heck of a game there from Vunataraga. There's Greg Crow. Now we have the knock on there for Burnaby Lake, but I'm not sure if that's an advantage right now given how the scrums have gone. Look like they're down a forward. We have Don Baptista with it taking a knee now. Looks like they have Tom Menzies and Luca Bradley on the for forwards over there on the Bernaby Lake bench. Luca Bradley, a big front row, and Tom Menzies, pretty agile back row.
Former football player, I believe.
Yes, played football at the University of Acadia. Part of a proud Burnaby Lake family. His cousins, numerous cousins played for the club. Blair McKenzie, Doug Braden, Scott Braden, Brad Braden.
Blair McKenzie, unlike Connor McCann, a true Scotsman, not a fake one like myself and Connor.
Definitely a true Scotsman.
Cancer survivor.
Yes, that's true.
He's I remember him being here. He was I think I might have been in a place called Williams Lake with him, and his Daisy Dukes were on point. This is all conjecture at this point. I don't really remember all that well, but
A handsome man for sure.
he, I remember him going through that and just handing it with grace and just showing people, the fight that it takes.
Well, Burnaby Lake's going to bring Jack Gelbart into the scrum, try to make up numbers. Go 8 on 8.
If we go forward in this, does Jack become a flanker next week?
I don't think I don't think we need to worry about it. So
Jack can stay on the wing.
good job from Dom to get the ball out. Now to Ethan, backdoor pass to Mohi Parada. He's going to punt the ball straight into touch.
Chris Assmus's posture is just impeccable.
Yes, he has good posture.
The hooker here for rowers is giving me inspiration, and maybe I can keep on playing because he must be 53.
No, he's not that old. He just has not aged gracefully.
Fair enough.
Like he used to be he wouldn't have quite called him trim when he was a little younger, but
But in this modern age, Mike, what is trim? Isn't it a mindset?
I guess body positivity and all that stuff. But
I identify as fit.
Yes, I too. I too identify as fit. That was a forward pass. Oh, Chris will let that go.
Rather forward.
Oh, that was a knock on. If they move
Play.
that ball, keep moving that ball,
Play.
Warden.
No, Bryce, do your thing. Good boy. Good boy, Bryce.
Keegan's going to have a go. Back into Dean McMahon.
Ireland. Play to the corner now. No.
Keegan with the interception. Dermot
He
O'Meara
just
sees some space out back.
Burnaby just has a real good tendency of just ruining good things, unfortunately, today.
Turner again with the backdoor pass into Keegan. Wrapped up by our favorite mullet, Callum Bowman.
Here's a hold on the ball. Brian's going to hoof it down the field.
There goes, a nice kick. Stays in bounds just by a hair.
Gaelic football skills.
Is that what that was?
I just wanted to say Gaelic football skills at some point today.
Fair enough. Burnaby Lake Rugby Club, also the home of Gaelic football here in the city.
And Aussie rules football.
And Aussie rules football, that's right. A lot of contact sports here played at the club. I think it might have been tipped.
Oh
Catches his own. It's a shame no one moved to try to catch that. Could have turned on that one.
I would suggest not taking a scrum here. Maybe a shot at goal, get some positive
That was
points.
confidence if you took the scrum.
I think that's the right decision. Get some points on the board.
Yeah,
Slow the game down.
correct. End the momentum.
Or start a new momentum.
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 That's how it's pronounced.
Good work, Al. Don't forget to say hello to Tazzy.
Our best wishes to our good friend Tassie, who's recovering from a triple bypass.
Tassie Vicolani.
Tassie Vicolani, a proud producer of many rugby players.
Yes. There's been few better that have played here. His actually youngest son, Sadeki, was the guy who lined the fields yesterday.
I believe that Tassie is maybe the only man that I'm scared of, but also passionately in love with.
Really?
He's a wonderful man. Biggest hands ever.
Yes.
and a big heart that needed mending. So we're just we wish Tassie all the best getting back up on his feet. Look forward to seeing him here with his 2 bionic knees and now his new heart.
I concur. Well, let's see if Ethan Turner can end the rowing club momentum here by moving the scoreboard. Ball's up. Looks like it's through. That's 32-13. Sorry, 32-14 for the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club.
Such a casual striker of the ball, but just really, really good contact. He's been kicking it really well. Ethan's played really well today. If he would have scored that miracle try in the corner, it would have been capped off, but it won't take anything away from what he's done today.
That's fair.
And I want to make a special mention. I know he's not playing in this game, but my young protege, Nolan Shelley, playing in the Premier Reserve game today. The best defensive effort I've ever seen from him. I usually give him a lot of crap, so I just wanted to big him up one time. He still played sporadic and chaotic in offense, but really good defensive pressure for the Premier Reserves.
That's fair. The rowing club number 10, Wilmore, caught the Bernaby Lake Rugby Club sleeping there off the kickoff. Little grubber, just 10 yards and an inch. Retained it, and that's where the rowing club are now. Bernaby Lake Rugby Club tackling well. Jason Carton picks that one up off the floor. They're trying to find the guy who we were saying was Andrew de Torres the whole game, but is actually Mitch Stainer.
Andrew de Torres has actually had a pretty good game.
Andrew de Torres has had an outstanding game here on the near wing.
And he's also putting up with the stick from the sideline from the Burnaby players.
Yes.
Here comes Ethan across.
And that's going to, nice try there from number 13, Olly Joyce. He's had a great game. We've mentioned him numerous times. Number 13, Olly Joyce. Little show and go around Ethan Turner. So that score right behind the post. If the Rowers can get this, they're certainly back in the game, 32-21, assuming that conversion is good.
Just a lack of defensive structure there, unfortunately. We had a hooker that was based on the side by himself, one-on-one with a fast-moving 13. Ethan did his best on a 2-on-1. Tried to hedge his bets, go for an intercept. Smart little dummy go, score the try.
This kick is going to be the final play. Well, that is your final, 32-21 for the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club is the final score. So second half, mostly rowing club. I mean, all the momentum for the rowing club in the last 30 minutes of the game, barring a 1 3-point kick.
As the tide comes in and out, the Rowers ascended in the second half.
Yes, they certainly did, Alec. Yes, they certainly did.
They were the Bay of Fundy.
They were the Bay of Fundy.
No, it's...
Yes, so... I would like to remind our audience there that last year the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club unfortunately lost a big part of the club, big member, Steve Batty. His family set up a memorial fund available through the Canadian Rugby Foundation. The website's there in front of you. If you have anything you'd like to donate to amateur rugby, you can. The funds go to the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club and the UVic Vikes, the two senior programs that Steve spent his time with. He spent about a decade here at Burnaby Lake and a few years at UVic prior to that, so his family set up the Stephen Batty Memorial Fund. So if you can donate, please do. Alec, in watching the game here today from the rowing club, who do you have for the man of the match for the rowing club, forward and back?
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know what? I'd say the guy who came on, number 16, Jason Carton, he made a big impact in the second half. And I know that he didn't play the entire game, but I think the impact that he made in the second half where they dominated was definitely he'd be my forward of the match. And I'd say the winger, which was Andrew de Torres, I'd say he'd be my man of the match for the backs.
Yep, both good choices. Jason Carton certainly made an impact. He can't teach heavy, something I always said. And Andrew de Torres. Unfortunately, for any of his friends or family watching at home, we called him Mitch Stainer the whole time. But jersey numbers. What are you going to do?
Mortal rivalry. We've spiked some sort of family feud. I do like to see that Burnaby's still doing the high fives for winners at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't claim a lot of things, but that's something I brought in from our time playing Fraser Valley Rugby together.
Congratulating each other at the end of the game?
No, winners get high fives.
Winners go high. That's right. Winners go high. Yeah. What about for Burnaby Lake? Who do you have for man of the match for Burnaby Lake?
Ooh, in the forwards, it's between Connor and Kimmy. I think I got to give it to Kimmy. I mean, he just stepped into a role that he's not familiar with, and he played the entire game, which honestly I didn't expect him to be able to show that much work effort through the way.
Yeah.
He had a couple big turnovers in the first half. In the backs, I think you got to look at Ethan, to be honest. He was solid. He didn't drop any ball. Made a couple of mistakes, but those are the kind of mistakes that you see from a young player from time to time. But it's electric pace down the sideline. Almost scored a miracle try. So for me, that's who I'd give it to.
Great choices. I agree with them. There's no wrong answers there. So I want to let people know we'll be back next week to watch the Burnaby Lake Rugby Club versus UBC Old Boy Ravens game. We'd like to thank the fans and supporters watching at home and here at the club. I'd like to thank the referees for the day, Brett Hay, Fabi de la Cruz, and Chris Assmus for their great work on the touchlines and in the middle of the field. It couldn't have been officiated any better. So thank you to everyone. Thank you to our sponsors, especially Marcon Homes. And we'll see you next week. Alec, I'm signing off.
Thank you, Mike, for having me. And I apologize to anyone didn't want me here, but I'm here. So, haha.
Haha, indeed.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you guys later.